Start record. Have some fun. Start record. Have some. Oh, boys and girls, we are at the beginning of the work week. We don't like that word Monday, but we like Monday evening because we get the talent right here that we see live in ring on STP starting to pop tonight. Look who we got. It's STP with Don Kincaid and my very special guest, Bulldog Pittman. What's up, baby? What's up, baby?
What's good, Don?
It's been a hot minute, as the kids say, my man.
Word. It's been a while, man. It's been like, what, 3 years, about something like that?
June 19, 2020.
Yeah.
2020 was the last time we spoke.
Yep.
And man, oh man, it's been that long. And I don't get to see you live in my area, and I don't go out to your area. So we're at two different kind of geographical locations here. It's a couple hours for me. And as a fan, I do enough driving for work. So as a fan, when it gets to 2+ hours, it kind of kills me, my man. I'm sorry that we don't see each other live like I would like to. But we've known each other for a minute, again, as the kids say. And we've had some fun live one time and one time only in an undisclosed location. We'll get into that if we can. But welcome to the show, Mr. Bulldog. It's been, again, a minute, and we're here to catch up and have some fun. And really, because you've got some gold and many things that have happened in the past few years. So we're gonna do some catch up. So welcome to the show, my friend.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. Glad to see you again, man.
Yeah, same here. Again, we've chit chatted a little here and a little there just to say what's up, bro, and do the old bro check and make sure everything's good. But I
Mm.
was like, I think it's a good time right now to get one Mr. Pittman because as I stated, things have changed for Mr. Pittman. Your career, your stock has risen, if you will. And I just want to start off by because maybe the boys and girls haven't looked back at some of the old stuff. So I'm just going to go over something real quick as a general question, just to get to know Mr. Pittman, if that's okay.
Sure, yeah, no problem.
Your home base is out in New Jersey, yes?
Yes.
And being the home promotion, I guess, if you will, would be, let's see if I get this right. It's ECPW, correct?
Yep, sure is. Yep.
That's East Coast Pro Wrestling. And you guys have a hootenanny over there, a grand old time. And are you the current champion still, or is that belt gone somewhere else? Where are we at with Mr. Pittman and this championship over there?
So what it is ECPW has a few different branches. You know what I mean? So I'm the heavyweight champ in ECPW Hudson Valley. And
Oh,
yeah, I'm the tag champ in ECPW in Jersey with Mr. Kenny Banger. That's my man. You know what I mean?
oh, yeah, all day, if you will,
Yeah,
all day, can all day.
all day.
But ECPW, that's your home promotion. That's kind of where you came up as an athlete, as a wrestler,
Mhm.
amongst with others. And I think that's why I broke this bad boy out for this evening. Is
My boy. Dirty
I haven't
bag.
I haven't seen him or spoken to him in a minute too, so I thought it'd be good to maybe share a story or something down later on in the evening. ECPW, you guys are filled with characters, larger than life. That's what wrestling is all about. Larger than life characters in front of you, doing athletic wonders. That's why I dig wrestling. The athleticism, the stories, the characters, the
Mhm.
presentation, if you will. That kind of really sucks me in. Three things I've always said: character, story, and give me some good in ring. And it doesn't have to be amazing, polished in ring. I don't care where you're at in the stage of your career. Just give me something decent, that I can
Yep.
that I can
Yep.
leave with, because you're always learning your craft. But
Yeah.
could you talk to us about ECPW to the boys and girls, the fans out there that aren't aware of it, where it's located, and how much you guys run and all of that good stuff?
Okay. Well, ECW is East Coast Professional Wrestling, like you said. It's ran by Mr. Italy, Gino Caruso. You know what I mean? Old WCW, ECW guy. he taught me pretty much majority of the things that I know. Them and everybody else in ECPW. You know what I mean? Everybody that come in there teaching me everything they know, or like they teach me something. So it's like a family thing over there for me. But we run last year. He ran 105 shows last year, which was dope. Yeah, that was crazy. I ain't even I didn't even realize it. I was like, what? For real? But
Holy
yeah,
shit!
I wanted
Is
to
that only
say,
like the big shows? Because I knew they do some other stuff, right?
yeah, that's what I'm saying. No, that's what all the shows combined, like TV and
Okay,
like house shows and all stuff like that. That's what all of them. He did 105 shows last year,
okay,
which we
that's
run.
crazy.
Yeah, the main building for TV they call it is because we he got Adrenaline TV comes and
Hmm.
records our stuff. Um, that runs in Ridgefield Park, New Jersey, at the Knights of Columbus on 106 Bergen Ave over there. You
Okay,
know, yeah, that's where we run the TV at. But then the other HV is Hudson Valley County, so we all over the county. Like, what's that? Otisville,
hmm,
Middletown. It's a lot of them. It's a lot of them. And then yeah, yeah, yeah. And I think he has other one. I'm not too sure. I didn't really work on the other ones. But when we do, he just did a show in Queens yesterday or Saturday.
okay.
I mean, he had a show in Queens. So they go over all over now. We starting to, really get into it. And it's dope.
Well, you definitely do because I was introduced to ECPW in Bridgeport, Connecticut, back in
Yup.
2018 at the Bridgeport Brawl,
Mm.
uh, and there's a few things that's very memorable from that show that we always speak of.
Yeah.
Um, one of them, were you there first off? Were you there by chance? I don't remember you being there.
What year was it?
It was 2018.
No, I started wrestling that year. That's when I started.
Okay. Well,
But we just did a we just well he we did 3 shows in Connecticut in Bridgeport last 3 or 4 in Bridgeport.
right. But the one that I personally went to, um, back in 2018, the very first thing that's very memorable is the kickoff of the entire show. They had someone come in and give us the fans give us a fireworks display.
Mm.
Um, Something happened and it went awry, and there was fireworks fucking shooting everywhere, dude. People were ducking and juking and jiving, trying to get away from the fireworks gone awry. Something that I'll always, and me and some of the fans and some of the wrestlers to this day still talk about. We'll never ever forget about that.
That's yo. I wish I was there for that.
Something interesting. That was again. That was outside though, boys and girls. That wasn't like inside a building. That was outside. Uh,
Okay.
uh, there was a lot of stuff that was very memorable, and that's actually. And I don't mean to carry on about 2018. That's actually where the Kincaid Files originated. Was ECPW, my man. Shit,
Yeah.
you not. The only show I've ever been to of ECPW, and it was again in Bridgeport at Bridgeport Brawl, and Fogman goes out there with Bruce, and he sits in the crowd and he does the footage and puts it on center ring and tries to get a spotlight on the local talent. Well, I was hanging out with him and going to some of the shows. We would go together, and I met him there, and we were sitting together, and I happened to be I want to do more. So I
Mm.
go, hey, Foggy, I'll be back in a little bit. He's like, yeah, man. I took off with my phone and I just started hitting up people doing random ass promos on the fly. But I would always ask, it was, hey, blah, blah, blah. If you could give me maybe just a couple seconds, maybe a minute or something. And the first person said yes. But that first person was kind of busy. Now, the second person that was just kind of hanging on the side in the shadows, if you will, no pun intended, and you'll see where I'm going, was one Ref Shadow. And he was over in the shadows, and I looked over at him, and he looked kind of bored. So I go, Ref Shadow. I go, I do this thing and I'm starting to tonight. I go, I want to do on the fly raw promos. Would you mind doing one? And he said, yeah. So I got him and Zafar from Pyramids of Power. I don't like to say his name much or Pyramids of Power, but I got those two guys. And then I got Jay Ice in the back of an ambulance, all fucked up. He was bandaged in a sling, neck brace. He might have had partial body cast. And I asked him if I could do an interview with him. And he said yes. There was police and everything around. It was absolutely some of the most fun I've ever had in wrestling, to be honest with you. And I don't mean to be yammering on about that, but that's right where Kincaid Files was born.
That's dope, yo. That's crazy. I didn't know that. That's what's up, bro.
I don't know if I've ever really told that story, but here we are with Mister Bulldog Pittman himself, talking the origins of at ECPW. That's some good shit.
Now I got something to ask Jay Ice when I see him again in Bridgeport, man.
I, just for you, my man. I hopefully I can still find it. I'm pretty sure it's on the book and the interwebs. I'm gonna snag that some bitch up and I'm gonna share it for you because that is legitimately like my first. I didn't want to ask him because obviously he was all effed up in the ambulance, and I didn't really want to get in his space at that time. So I was kind of so nervous, Ray. You have no idea, dude. I was so nervous walking up to that ambulance and being like, I shouldn't ask this dude, but you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to ask this dude. And it worked
Listen,
out. So,
it be like look, it be like that, man. Like I'm a wrestler and I still get nervous walking up to. I had I met Snitsky this weekend. You know what I mean? So and then I had to do a little thing with him, so I was a little nervous. So it happens, bro. You know what I mean? Like we're still fans at the end of the day, even though we're workers or you know journalists or bloggers and stuff. We still fans at the end of the day, and sometimes when you see that person on TV that you know what I mean, you see when you was young, and now he's just right there. It's like, oh, but yeah, that's how it was with Snitsky with me this weekend. I ain't really say that to him, but
no, you can have those. You can have your fandom while still being a wrestler. And I just want to stay on this topic, and then I want to talk about Adrenalize, and then we can move on. I always talk about wrestlers still being a wrestling fan. Not all of them sit down and watch the current product, and not all of them are. I'll just have to, just say in so many words, not wrestling fans like they used to be when they were wrestling fans coming up and then became a wrestler. Okay, not all of them, but there are some that just don't really watch the product anymore, and it fascinates me. So I pose this question, and I can already see it coming. It's probably rhetorical. You seem to have a fandom still, that spark that really keeps you driving, and you get and I don't use the word mark. It's still like you're looking up to a peer that is in the locker room with you, but you've seen growing up, you've seen coming up, and now you're in sharing the same locker room, and he's your peer now. So talk to us about keeping that fandom alive, that spark, my man, because again, sometimes it does go missing and it fades away a little bit.
Well, it's like with me, I go ahead and speak for me. For me, it's like you know, the spark never really left. I mean, I stopped watching wrestling in high school, or like a little bit after high school to, focus on football and stuff like that, because I was playing ball in college. But or at least trying to play ball in college. But it never really left, you know what I mean? And then like, when I see them now, like I see what Lil Guido sometimes, Enzo sometimes, the first time, I seen a few people, but it's like it's there, but I don't show it. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want them to feel like I'm just like a mark. You know what I'm saying? Like how they say
Right.
like I'm just, you know what I mean? I don't want to
Right.
press them like that. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I'll keep my distance. Not really keep my distance, but like I admire from afar. Like I used to watch him on TV. Yo, he in the same locker room with me. That's dope. So in my head, I'm really marking out, but I'm not
Yeah.
doing it where everybody can see me, and then they just, you know what I mean. So it's different for other people. Other people just they just I don't know. I'm a wrestler now, so I'm just like him, so it don't matter. But me, that's some people, not all.
Mhm, mhm.
Others feel probably the same way I feel.
And
But
that's why I pose. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, it's cool. I'm done.
I was going to say that's why I pose a question because everybody's opinion is different. You know.
Yeah, nah, it's I don't know. It's different, it's fun. You know what I mean? It's actually a cool experience, and then on top of that, wow, maybe if you're fortunate, so fortunate, you get in a ring with them and learn something. Just
Hmm.
just just get in the ring with them. Just doing you ain't never worked them in practice, you know what I mean? You never, worked on with them at a show. It's the first time working them, and then they call this match for you. Boom.
Hmm.
Now you have another way to do something else with your match and stuff like that. And flip it and make it to your own or something like that. So it's like that you always learning and you're not really noticing it. You know what I mean? So it's always cool to take in criticism, like smooth criticism and stuff like that. It's always good to,
Yes.
keep learning and figure out new stuff to amplify your craft. You know what I mean? So that's what I try to do.
Uh, it's been almost 3 years. So let me speak Adrenalize, and then we'll move on.
Mhm.
Adrenalize. Now that is under the ECPW umbrella. It's recorded for a televised release again under the ECPW umbrella. Now, what is that? Is that like a student showcase, or how? What is it kind of formatted as?
I'm honestly not really sure. I know it's Adrenaline TV. It's a network station, but I think it's only broadcasted in Bergen County, New Jersey, like the Bergen County area, I believe. Because that's where Ridgefield Park is. Ridgefield Park is in the Bergen County area. So
Okay.
is it Bergen County? Yeah, I think it's Bergen County or Hudson County or one of the two. I'm not sure, but I think that's where they broadcast it on every Wednesday and stuff like that over there. But we got people from ECPW behind the scenes, Attilio and a few other people on his team to record the matches and post them on YouTube. So you can find them on YouTube at ECPW or East Coast Professional Wrestling Adrenaline TV, or you got East Coast Professional Wrestling Fully Charged. Yeah, they load them up on YouTube.
Okay. So getting the product out a little bit more for more eyes to see.
Yeah.
That's what it's really all about. Doing because you're your own salesman, you're your own marketing, you're your own many things when it comes to wrestling. So I applaud ECPW for doing the little bit of extra to try to get more eyes and try to get more talent out there and a little more spotlight. That's
Right.
fun.
Yep. Yep.
Um, 3 years. So it's
Yep.
been a little bit, and you're. I don't remember, per se, word for word or anything like that, but I kind of remember our conversation, and you carry yourself a little bit different. You speak a little bit different, talking about the business and the craft and whatnot. You have matured on both a person, a man, or not both, on a person, a man, and an athlete here, and a wrestler, and it's showing already in only the first 15 minutes or so just speaking to you. What do you feel? And I know you're your own worst critic, and you said sometimes you don't feel that progression until it comes to a bunch of them kind of all pile up, and then you're like, oh shit, I'm like right here, and
Mhm.
you didn't realize it, and you take a
Mhm.
step back.
Mhm.
3 years ago, June to right now, and we're March. And 3 years ago, March, the world freaking shut down. So that was
Right.
kind of an odd time,
Yep.
So it's a whole new whole new world actually. It's a whole new no, don't do that. I'm sorry, boys and girls. I didn't mean to do that. Where do you think you've maybe improved the most or matured the most in your career right now?
um, Probably. almost, if I'm thinking about it right, probably almost everything. Because like I'm not saying like I'm like the best wrestler in the world. That's not what I mean by like when I say everything. I mean like,
We're just talking improvement.
yeah, like I'm just like, when I first started, I didn't know too much about, how the business works, You know what I mean? And then now, me, since we had our conversation in 2020, I've been going different places, meeting different people, even Gino and a few other people, like they've been giving me the rundown, like when I'm just sitting down chopping it up with them or whatever. They just been giving me the rundown on certain stuff and whatever. And you know, I I learned though I probably like the way the wrestling business works is probably like what I probably most like improved on the most. You know what I mean? Like I'm still learning, my my move set, still trying to get it like a feel of like, what I want to do in the ring to make the crowd always pop and stuff like that without having to
Mhm.
worry about it. And then still trying to get across that, the Bulldog is Ray Pittman. Like it's not really a character, it's really me. And it's trying to amplify that like to the max. So that's still in process, you know what I mean? But as far as like knowing what wrestling is and like how to do and what to do and when to do. Yeah, I
Mhm.
feel like that's probably what I improved on the most.
Can can we call that the psychology part of the psychology end of wrestling? Because there's many things that add up to psychology as
Mm-hmm.
that big tool, very very important tool in wrestling. So
Mm-hmm.
what you just spoke on, we could say that's psychology, part of the psychology in wrestling, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's actually, yeah, really, yeah, the psychology. There's a lot. It's a lot. It's more than just moves and character and stuff. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's the main thing. Character is the main thing. You know what I mean? And moves. But then it's the other little stuff around it that we gotta get, you know, that get together. You gotta get that together. The moves and the character, that's dope. Get that. But then the stuff around it is just gonna make it whole. And that's what I'm trying to get right now. The stuff around it.
The what's and the whys, that all kind of comes down to the what's and the whys. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
what are you doing and why are you doing it? You
Mm-hmm.
know, if it makes sense, then hey, let's incorporate it and let's make some magic. And if it's not making sense, then why do it?
Right. You know what's crazy? What you just said? Gino Caruso and Damian Adams and Prince Akhenaten, they all said that to me. What are you doing and why are you doing it? And
Come
that's,
on.
you know what I mean? So like, like it's like, you know?
Well, you know what? We cannot change the title. The title of this episode is the what's and the whys.
Mhm.
That's the title of this one. We can't change that. I may try to three other times before I let you go, but we're gonna keep that one right there. I like that one. Um, you've mentioned his name, Mr. Caruso, X Dub, and all of that. Has a lot of knowledge to pass on to the students and the younger talent, who he has under his umbrella now, and the ones coming in
Mhm.
at the same time, and some of the veterans. They're still. It's a never ending learning tree when it
Yes,
comes to
it is.
wrestling, right? Uh, Speak to us the importance of somebody though, like Mr. Caruso. Um, you're not half-assing it. You
Mhm.
look good when you come through the curtain. You have a presentation, a character, a gimmick, if you will. So, you're giving us wrestling and you've got decent in ring stuff. So,
Mhm.
you have a great trainer and giving you those lessons. Talk to us about the importance of a guy like Mr. Caruso.
Oh man, yo, he's dope. He's great, man. He he knows a lot about the business. He's been in it for super long, bro. Like, but he knows a lot of people. Like, he knows Enzo come in and help us with some stuff. He knows Little Guido come in and help us with some stuff. He knows a lot. Greg Valentine. It's all the people. Tony Atlas. All these people that he know that come and share like the wisdom of wrestling and the experiences that they had. Come in the business and stuff, and then they break it down to us, and that's so dope to have like
Mm.
that grandfather figure. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? That's seen it all, done it all. All right, little bro, here, sit down. Let me tell you how this gonna go. You know what I mean? Like, and that's pretty much what it is. And I take it. Cause ever since, you know what I mean, ever since like, I've been chopping up with him and been in there with them. He been showing me and telling me everything. He been giving me, you know what I mean, the green light to do whatever. And it's like, I love Gino, man. He dope. Like, he's dope, bro.
uh, the reason why I bring the names and stuff like that, so the boys and girls of fans can get a little of information, but also if some of your peers that may not heard of or said place or said school or said promotion or said person, we just like to kind of chit chat and get those names out there and be like, oh, let me check this guy out. You never know. Could be an aspiring wrestler that may
Mhm.
watch this episode. You just never know. So that's why we kind of speak on the names and try to get a little something, something.
Yeah, I understand. But yeah, I
Um,
mean, if you don't know Gino and you never worked for him, you should hit him up and chat with him, or come into the school, you know what I mean? Come into the training center, chop it up with him for a little bit. He cool. He ain't he's really like a down to earth guy. And any
oh,
questions you have, about wrestling and stuff like that, he got you. You know what
nice.
I mean? All
Very,
you gotta do is ask.
that's good shit to hear because we want our young talent that are doing this to live their dream and provide for themselves and their family and make it a livelihood. Those are the kind of guys you want teaching the young talent. So that's everything you spoke on. Great stuff. Great stuff. I love that. Um, real quick, this guy, the dirtologist, Dirtbag Dan. I think
Yeah,
I met him back in 2018 as well at Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling in East Haven.
yeah,
And man, oh man, what a character! Talk
yeah.
about
My boy, great.
woo. Uh, give us. It could be a story. Give us some love. Give us whatever. Just give us a little something on Dirtbag Dan.
Man, Dirtbag. Listen, when I first started in 2018, and I was running through 2019. We was just doing shows and stuff like that. I helped him with the ring trucks and stuff like that. Whenever he did ring truck or we needed crew, I was there most of the time. So I had a lot of time to chop it up with Dan, and that's my guy, man. Great guy. He knows a lot about the business too. He's been in 17, 18 years. So he been doing this for a minute too, And that's what I'm saying. When you go to ECPW, man, you meet friends. You know what I mean? You meet people that can be like your really good friend, your best friend, even. You know what I mean? Close friend, because everybody's so like welcome and friendly, and it's like a brotherhood. You know what I mean? Like so, it's like everybody in there. But Dirtbag is different, man. And my boy, my boy just had a baby too, so I'm happy about
I
that.
know.
Dirtbag,
Yeah.
man, had a baby, so you know what I mean. I can't wait till he get back. But yeah. My boy had a baby. That's what's up. We love you, Dirtbag.
I actually do because I'm gonna just kind of stick on the topic of passing the knowledge to the
Mhm.
younger generation, if you will. I've been to many a place, many events where Dirtbag Dan was on the card,
Mhm.
and not all of them, but enough of them I've seen from a distance, pre-show, intermission, post-show. I've seen Dirtbag Dan passing on the knowledge multiple, multiple times. I
Mhm.
can't even count how many times because I've seen him so much live.
Mhm.
Um, without him coming in my area, I would not. So him traveling and doing, like they say, doing the drives and whatnot. Um, I remember the first time I met Dirtbag, and I remember many things of Dirtbag,
Mhm.
and I love that fucking dude to death. I really do. He's such a good dude. He gives you his all. He gives you his heart when he's at the shows to everybody. I mean, he just, he puts it out right on his sleeve, as they say,
Yeah.
And he is such a really, really good dude. But don't piss him off because he likes to carry a pizza cutter and do
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
crazy ass shit. Yeah,
Yeah. The
he's
pizza cutter.
yeah,
My boy
he's fucking
pizza cutter
crazy.
in his boot.
and a
Yo, he is not
prosthetic,
playing.
and a prosthetic named
And
Roberta.
prosthetic, yeah. I
Yeah,
think he what's the prosthetic name is Betsy, I
Ro-
believe.
Roberta.
Roberta. Yeah, there we
Yeah.
go.
Now, short story. Shut up and wrestle. It was Shut up and wrestle 20 something. Dirtbag Dan is on the bill. There happened to be a fan in there who had a prosthetic as a leg. Okay.
Mhm.
So, what do you think Dirtbag Dan did? Made best friends with this guy, right? So, after his match,
Uh-huh.
let me rewind. During his match, he had this guy hold on to Roberta. So, after the match, Dirtbag Dan went back over to this guy, grabbed a prosthetic. It wasn't Roberta. It was the other guys. I've got
Oh,
I've got him on film. The dude took it off and gave it to him instead of giving him Roberta. Dirtbag Dan took it. He walks down and I've got him on film coming right at me. And he looks right at it and he does a double take. He says some shit. He turns around, he goes back and he grabs Roberta. Absolutely hilarious. I love that shit. Because
yo,
Roberta, I
you
believe
crazy.
there were two different complexions, a white and a
Yeah.
black. And I'm not trying to be racist by any stretch of the imagination.
Nah, it's okay.
But, but I'm telling you, fun ass shit. Dirtbag
Yeah,
Dan is much more than a wrestler.
yeah, he's a character, bro. He's one of them characters that's like, yeah, man, yeah, that's my guy. Like, he's dirtbag in the ring and dirtbag outside the ring, bro. He's
Oh,
just
yeah. No, boys and girls, if you know no, if you've ever seen Dirtbag Dan and you do not know him outside the ring, believe me, he's no different. He may be a smidge nicer because he doesn't always carry the pizza cutter, but he's a fucking loopy dude.
yeah.
With a great heart though. Love me
Very hard.
some dirt.
Yeah, I love
Yes,
that word.
love me some Dirtbag Dan. Excuse me. Now let's talk about over the course of the past few years here that we have not spoken. Again, we've talked in the gold. You've already spoken upon it. Please reiterate what gold you have in possession. The promotion, the name of the title. You mentioned the tag championship.
Mm.
All of the good stuff, all of the details, so we can find this stuff. And if we already know it, we just want to look at the belts and stuff again. So give us some stuff with the gold that you've obtained, the accolades.
Okay. Well, my first championship was the ECPW Hudson Valley Heavyweight Championship. That
Okay.
was in
Who was your opponent?
Miggs.
Okay.
Miggs. Miggs was my first opponent. Well, Miggs my opponent for the championship.
Yeah.
The second title that I won that one in 2021. Yeah, I had that one in 2021 in July. The second championship is me and Kenny, ECPW tag team champions. You know, me and Kenny, Mr. All Day, Kenny Bango, that's my dog. You know, yeah, ECPW tag team champions. Then we went down to Ace American Championship Entertainment with Mike Morgan. We're the Ace tag team champions.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Then we went down to North Carolina with Don Bauer, UPWA, with UPWA tag team champions.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. What's that? Ace, UPWA. Oh, and then Spartan Championship Wrestling. I'm the American Heavyweight Champion.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been
I
working.
hate.
Been working.
As we said at the very beginning, raising the stock, if you will, and
Yeah.
the career, and you know, honing your craft. That's what happens, boys and girls. And you
Mhm.
know, we've talked about, you know, the belts don't make the champions, and the champions make the you know the titles or whatever. But you know what? Some guys will say, I don't need a championship. But goddamn, they're fun to persevere, obtain, and
Yeah.
keep, and kick more ass, and keep some more, and throw over the shoulder, put around the waist, and you know,
Yeah.
did you ever do the refrigerator thing like CM Punk did?
What's the refit? No, I didn't. What's that?
CM Punk, he wins the big belt over at the WWE, puts it in the refrigerator.
Oh my God. No, I yeah. But that's dope though. It's cool. It's cool. That's dope. All right, I forget.
Okay. Uh, all right. So, since you don't know that one, just make it a little personal. You don't have to answer if you don't want to.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever done one of those on a bearskin rug? You know, maybe with little
But
cap, little fireplace.
no. I knew I asked that question. No, I ain't do that. No, the most I did with them was just bring them back to the hood, to the what I mean, to the spot, and let
All right.
everybody see it. Like the most,
Yeah.
my fans to see like the progress or whatever.
Hmm.
I like to see them like, yo, you want another championship? Yo, how many you got? You got another one? Yo, for
Yeah.
real? Yeah, I like that. Yeah, let me take a picture with him, bro. Where you at? Like, stuff like that. That's dope. I like
So
that. It shows that they're like it shows the support now. They see me and they like, yo, Pittman doing his thing. Like, yeah,
yeah.
that's cool.
And they're paying attention though. They're seeing, like
Mhm.
you said, they're seeing the growth as you're coming up as an athlete and a wrestler.
Yeah,
Um, I know we've spoken about the relationship with fans and wrestlers and making that magic and getting that click, that
yep,
relationship happen.
yep.
And not all wrestlers get it within even 10 years. I've spoken to some of the talent, maybe at their 10-year mark, they're still, yeah, I got some of it, but there's just something missing. And I'm going to
Hmm.
get it. But some of the talent kind of get it right off the ripper. And then some kind of just it takes a little bit. But right now, as you're speaking, you seem to have a decent fan base going on, recurring. Because when you go back to these places and they're seeing you with other accolades, and they're like, "Oh shit, my man Bulldog's got more gold." So it's
Yeah,
recurring fan base that are coming to see you at these events, which is absolutely amazing. So it seems the relationship between Bulldog Pittman and the fans is actually working out pretty well right now.
yeah. It's okay. It's they're really starting to notice the bulldog. They starting to see the bulldog a little bit more, and the fan reception from certain places or for some spots is really really good. It's dope.
Mhm.
They show when I go other places and they don't know me. You know, when I first come out, it's a little okay. Let's see what he got. And
Mhm.
then as the match goes on, bulldog, bulldog. So it's just and I like that. I like the fact that I could entertain. I'm improving and it's getting over and the fans love it. That's the most important thing to me. If the fans love it or not. But it's always gonna be something missing to me right now until like I figure it out. Until I figure out and I grab everybody the way I want to, it's still gonna
Mhm.
be something. But I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna find it.
Again, you're still young in your career,
Yeah.
so it'll culminate. Something like that could never be forced. It just has to happen organically. There has to be a moment somehow, some way, one event somewhere. It could be New Jersey, it could be Germany. You just never know where it's going to happen, and when it does, you feel it. You know what I'm saying? you,
Yeah.
you definitely do.
Yeah. I bet you like Stone Cold never thought Austin 316 was gonna like, you know what I mean? But it did. That's what I'm saying. So it's like it's gonna happen. I just don't know when or what it is, but it's definitely
Mm.
gonna happen.
So you seem to be on the good guy side of the program. Are
Mhm.
you a bad guy in some of the promotions? Because I know sometimes you just got to step up and do what the promoter needs at times. Have
Right.
you found yourself in the bad guy role at all at this point?
I think I only worked here 3 times in my career.
Okay.
My for the most part, my the 5 years that I've been here, it's been all babyface.
Mhm.
Super babyface Pittman. Go get the people, Pittman. So I was like, all right, cool. Look, I'm down with that. You know, you ain't gotta, I'm cool with that. I love people. So, it's cool, you know.
I want to rewind back to a part of our conversation last time in 2020. And
Mm-hmm.
we spoke on ACW, American Coliseum Wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
And at that time, I saw yourself and many other of the talents within the ACW umbrella at the Palisades Mall in New York, Nyack, New York. And is that right? Nyack?
I believe so.
Right?
I think
I
that's
believe
not
that's
it.
how it was.
Yeah.
Nyack, New York. And let me tell you, boys and girls, this thing is 4 stories high.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
not only that, they took the wrestling ring and they put it dead center underneath this
Mm-hmm.
huge
Yeah.
skylight. And like there was a balcony on every floor. It was like a balcony on every floor because it was just like cut out right in the middle of the mall. Okay.
Yeah.
And around the ring, obviously, were chairs. And they had a small local band to the side
Yep. Yep. Yep.
doing
Yep.
some tunes. Their locker room was an empty store right
Yep.
across the walkway. Right? Right? It's all coming back, right, Mr. Pittman?
Yep. I
Um,
remember. Hey, bro, listen. I still got the picture from when I think my friend was there. My friend came through, and he took the picture. And I'm just looking. I'm like, I remember walking out. I remember walking from out the store or whatever, and then just looking straight and then looking up. I'm like, oh, yeah, I remember that day. That was dope. That was dope. That was probably the most that might have been probably still to this day the most people I wrestled in front of. The most.
I, I, I want to say, because they were, they kind of tried to take a tally, an estimated tally over there.
Mm-hmm.
And like Mr. Pittman just said, once you came from the locker room and you walked across the walkway, and again, this is inside of a mall on the first floor. So you have these other floors that are looking straight up. So you walk out, and as a talent, I can't even imagine. As a fan, I was looking up and I'm just awestruck. So you guys and girls walking up and seeing this, you must have been like, holy shit, because
Facts,
all
yep.
you did was look up and look all the way around, and
Right.
there was just a swarm of people going up throughout this
Yeah.
area. There
Yeah.
had to be like at least 2,000 people, all for a good solid hour and a half, 2 hours, just
Mm-hmm.
watching wrestling. It was
Wrestling.
absolutely the most unique environment and the most amazing environment, just by
Yeah.
all of that, dude. So cool.
That was dope. That was my I'm going into my third year wrestling. So I'm like, yeah, well, let's say second, because I started August 2018. So let's say second year. So I'm going into my second year wrestling, and I'm not even knowing, you know what I mean? I'm just like, oh, I knew what the mall was. I've been, because the mall, I'm like 30 minutes from the mall. I live 30 minutes from the mall. So I'm like, all right, cool. We go to the mall, and it's gonna be good. You know, when we set up the ring, it was people watching us set up the ring, but there was only people on the second floor, and then people sitting in the chairs. Chairs wasn't full at the moment, and that was the third match on the card, I believe. So then, boom, they say our group come out. I'm like, oh, it's a lot of people out there in the front. Oh, it's all right. This is about to be nice. It's about to be a little lit. Then I step out the curtain, and it's like, oh my, where all these people come from? That, and for a split second, I was nervous. I was more nervous than I was when I was in the back. Like for a split second. But then I'm like, oh, this is dope. Let's get right, y'all.
Yes.
Like it was cool. Like, that was probably like the most fun I had wrestling in my young career. Like the youngest when I was like starting out. And that
Mhm.
honestly, I think that kind of made me want to go more. You know what I'm saying? That made me want more. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, ever since then, bro, I just been listening to different people, training with different people, doing different seminars, because I want that same feeling again. You know what I mean? That's what I'm looking for. And
Mhm.
that show was dope. And we got another one coming up. May 6th. May
At,
6th. Yup.
at the
Yep. Yep.
Palisades?
Yep. Yep. May 6th.
Woo!
W. Yes,
Where's
sir.
my phone? Oh shit,
Yes,
that is
sir.
my phone. I can't use my phone. Shit, I gotta mark that down.
Yeah, man. May 6th, gonna be ACW's gonna be in Palisades Mall again, man.
Oh man. Boys and girls, I am telling you right now, from me to you, we are friends. We're all friends. Mr. Pittman, all of us, we are all friends right here. I'm gonna do you a favor. Mark that in your calendar. Make the date. Go to the Palisades. You will not regret going to this show. What a unique environment. And not only that, the Palisades is like a city in its
Yeah,
own right.
bro.
There is a ton
Yeah.
to
It's
do.
a
There's a
bunch
giant
of
Ferris wheel and there's all sorts
uh,
of different shit in there that you
yeah,
can
it's a
do.
ton of stuff to do in Palisades Mall, man. Right after the
Yeah.
show, you ain't gotta leave. Dave and Buster's right there. You got a bowling alley up there. You got
Yeah.
race RPM raceway down there. It's a lot of stuff to do at that mall. So come
Yeah.
watch the show. Before the show,
Yes.
go ahead and have your fun. After the show, go ahead and have your fun. Make sure you go watch the show.
Yeah, and when I said about 2,000 people, boys and girls, I'm not
Nah, he's
exaggerating
not
at all.
lying.
There was a legit. It had to be. I'm
Yeah,
I'm telling you, it had to be like 2,000 freaking people there.
yeah, two or maybe more. Like it was a lot
Yeah,
of people there. It was a lot
yeah.
of
There was definitely a unique wrestling experience that I'll always remember. Good stuff. I did a Kincaid file with a random raw piece of meat out on the sidewalk before we got into the front doors. I, I no, I'm not. I'm not shitting you. Me and Laura C. We took the drive. It was like a 2 hour drive.
Okay.
I think it was at least a 2 hour drive. We take the drive. And it was a beautiful day. Again, it was summer. It was nice out, and we're walking on the sidewalk to go to the main door, and I see a random piece of steak just on the sidewalk. So what do I do? I whip out my phone, and Laura goes, "No, you're not." I go, "Of course I am." Dr. Caterson, Rican K files, and I start doing a fucking promo to a random piece of meat on the sidewalk, and that's how we
But
started our event at the Palisades.
but that's dope, bro. That's dope. You can just do promos just like that, man. That's so real. I be having to really sit and think about what I'm gonna say. Just can't come to mind like that. But that's dope.
Too much fun, my man. Wrestling brings us a lot of joy, my man. That's why we get away from the
Yeah.
bullshit to go to wrestling, and everything kind of fades away for a couple hours. For us, the family, just to get away and have just a ton of fun. And really, still to this day, not that expensive. $20, $25 for front row, depending on where you're going and what you're
Yeah.
doing.
Yeah. Yep.
GA is average, like 15, $20 again, all depending on what's going on and what place you go to. I mean, for real, good times for a good price. I mean, indie wrestling, I mean, come on. You can't fucking beat it.
Nope. We have fun in indie wrestling. Y'all gotta come out and see it, man.
Um, Talk to us about, obviously, well, no, not obviously. I'm not going to even say that. Looking back at your own work, your own matches,
Mm-hmm.
is that something that you do regularly to learn from? Because, and the reason why I do pose this question, not all do. Some don't really look back at their stuff and kind of follow of what they've done. They just keep honing their craft and keep moving on. They don't really look back. Not
Mm-hmm.
many though. Not many at all. Most do. Are you one of those guys that looks back and kind of picks yourself apart on the footage?
Yeah. I even go back and look at it right after it's done to see
Oh, okay.
what I did wrong or what like you said what goes where and why did I do this? You know what I'm saying? So I'll go back and I'll look at it and I'll do the whys and the whats and you know um the changes, what needs to change, what needs to flip flop, and stuff like that. It's only gonna make me better. Like
Mm,
I said, I played I played football all my life. So when I got to high school and college, we had film session. We studied our practice that week and the game film for the week coming up or the game coming up. If you're not studying what you did wrong, then you're going not subconsciously, you're not gonna be doing it on purpose, but subconsciously you're gonna keep doing the same, making the same mistake. Not on purpose though. It's not on purpose though. But it's always good. It's always good to go back and watch, what you did before, just so you know if you found a mistake in it, you could correct it. And it might even be small. Like it might even be the smallest thing, like boom, hit a move and you didn't do a character thing. So you could plug it in right there. Like, oh, next time I'm a boom plug. Now it makes it so much better. You know what I mean? So it's just all about.
Using
Go
yes,
ahead, go ahead.
because using your face is one of those tools as much as using the move set within the said
Right.
ring and using your facial expressions and stuff like
Yeah.
and gestures with your body and such.
Exactly. So and that's what's gonna make that move, because everybody does that move. You know what I mean? But what you do after or between or
Yes.
before is just gonna make it different. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what Gino told me. That's what Damian Adams told me. That's what Gino
Mm-hmm.
Caruso told me. Prince Akhenaten, and the list goes on. You know what I mean? Kodiak Bear, the list keeps going. So it's like I go back and I watch my matches and I see myself do something and I get like, oh, I could do boom, and I'll try to do it next match or in practice to see if it works. If it works, I'll do it. If it don't, back to the drawing board. But
Hey, that's it, you know.
it's all part about getting. That's how you get better.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
I've had a couple returns since way back 2020-ish. But I have not posed this question. It just kind of hit me a little here. The transition from when we were all effed up during the pandemic until we are right now.
Yeah.
The transition when things started blossoming and opening up and wrestling started coming back and jobs started coming back and restaurants started opening and just life as we knew it just kind of started becoming normal, if you
Mm-hmm.
will. Um, Transition going from where we were when we spoke in June of 2020 to where we are right when that transition was kind of happening. Were you part of that? Were you waiting a certain point? Because some of the people were really, really set back by the corona and everything, and they were like, "I am steadfast on waiting until I see X results or this or that." How did the transition go for you when the world started coming back and all of that?
Um, it came in slow a little bit. So we started. Our first show from the pandemic was August 2020, October 2021.
Okay.
Um, and then it was the next show was November, then December, and then January it just started coming back quicker and quicker and quicker, and the shows just started piling and piling and piling and piling and piling. So it wasn't really too slow, but it was like respectable, because like we just came through from a pandemic, you know what I mean? So I understand why people not really like, and then everybody's still going crazy with the at the time they were still like not too sure about the vaccines and stuff. So not
Mm-hmm.
everybody was vaccinated and stuff like that. So that was another reason why everybody wasn't doing shows and stuff like that. So yeah, I understand what was going on. So I wasn't really. I mean, I was anxious. I mean, I really wanted to wrestle and perform, but I gotta take into consideration, people's health and well beings and stuff like that. You don't want to be you hear this crazy pandemic that's killing everybody, and you don't want to sit next to them right now. And it just takes a while for people to get back to what they used to when they have to change and do something else for a little while. But it's okay.
Yeah.
It's dynamite now. It's dope now. So we straight.
Mm-hmm.
We good.
Again, more flourishing than ever. Wrestling
Yeah.
is, you know.
Yeah.
October 2021. That means March of 2020 is when everything really shut down. So
Mhm.
we're talking a year and 7 months before you guys had your first show.
Yeah.
That kind of shit is got to drive talent to possibly the brinks of going into the loony bin without having their profession in their life. Did you
Yeah.
get kind of that weird feeling like, come on, MF, let's do this?
Well, yeah, absolutely. I'm brand new. I started when I was 2018. So 2020, I'm already. I did a full year of wrestling, but I want more. You know what I mean?
Mm,
And like now I'm thinking, oh yeah, now it's about to start getting better and better and better. Boom, pandemic. Damn, now I can't do
oh,
nothing. Everybody, getting famous and doing their thing on like social media and stuff by doing like little comedic stuff, but that ain't my thing. You know what I mean? I
yeah.
want to perform. I want to wrestle. I want to get in the gym. You know what I mean? If anything, play football. Go out play basketball. You know what I mean? I want to perform. I want to do something.
Yeah.
But that's just who I was. That's who I am. That's what I prefer. You know what I mean? But nah, it was yeah, me back then, yeah, I was anxious. But everybody else who's been doing it for like 10, 15 years, it was chilling. It was chilling. You know what I mean? It was
I,
chilling
I
looking back, but
I I did find with many of the talent though, it was a much needed break that they didn't think they needed until
right,
they got it.
right, right.
For the body, for the mind, for both.
And that's what I mean. That's what I'm saying. They was chilling because they've been in for so
Yeah,
long.
yeah,
They needed that little
hmm,
boom. And then when they came back, they was ready to go. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So, it was,
Abs-
that I guess that break was well needed, but I don't know. You know what I mean? I'm just glad we back, man,
I did not mean to bring up said topic, but it's been a while, and it's
Mm.
something that I feel that the fans have all gone through. We have all gone through, and we were missing wrestling as much as you guys and girls were missing wrestling. You know, who knows? Maybe a little more. Who maybe the same. It was a lot of love for wrestling because it was being missed at that time. That's for damn sure.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
the big picture. I kind of pose this, and maybe we can kind of bring it to an end because we've gotten so much out of one Mr. Pittman tonight. Oh my goodness, we've been chit chatting and chit chatting.
Yeah, ain't even
What
see the time just flew, bro.
I what I would like to pose to you though is you're a few more years in your career here,
Yep.
and it's still got plenty of years to go. The big picture, long term, are we still looking at the higher? Where do you go?
Sorry, I'm sorry. Somebody
Oh,
called me
oh
accidentally.
no, that's okay. I'm sorry. Are you still looking at the big picture being the TV, the higher platforms, being the juggernaut, being the big WWE or AEW or New Japan or those bigger platforms? Is that still where we're at for a long term goal with Bulldog Pittman?
Absolutely, man. That's it. Listen, bro, that's on my mind every day, man. Let me tell you, like, but I have a lot of motivation, you know. Besides, everybody around me with the wrestlers that I meet and see on Instagram and social media, I got my daughter. My daughter is a big inspiration for me too. She's really into it. Surprisingly, I had no idea she'd be into this. Like for real, for real. So she's into it. My girlfriend, she's into it too, which is super dope. I never thought, that's cool as hell. And then her kids too, they into it too. So I got a really good like support system behind me. You
Mm,
know what I mean?
yes.
So my dad and his aunts, my grandmother and her cousins, like they all love it. So I got a dope support system behind me. But yeah, that's the plan. WWE, AEW, MLW, NWA, New Japan, TNA Impact. That I want to look, man. I'm ready. I'm willing to if it's something, if they want me to wrestle their style, I'm willing to learn. You know what I mean? Show me what's up. Like let me learn. I want to learn. I can do it. You know, just like but that's not me begging for a shot or nothing like that. I'm just saying, like, I'm cool to learn anything. I'm down to learn anything. You
Yeah.
know. So like, if AEW call first, I'll go to AEW. If Impact call first, I'll go to Impact. But it's just like, I'm fighting hard for one of those contracts. I don't know which one is gonna come. None of them might not come. But I'm just working hard for it. You know what I mean?
Well, I want to talk about your presentation because you come out, you look athletic, you have a great physique, You look very presentable being a professional wrestler, because not all guys and girls that walk through those curtains don't always look like a professional wrestler. Your gear, your physique, the way, I'll just say it, your hygiene, for fuck's sake. A lot of the guys and girls, there's some of them out there, my man, I'm telling you. And I know you're in the business, not
Yeah.
a, um, but you have really good looking gear, you have a great physique, you're fucking gorgeous, you have good in ring, so I mean, right now I think you're in a very good spot, and you're going to be just flourishing even more and more in your career, because like you say, you just want to learn. You want to be one of those guys, one of the students that's a sponge, that accepts good and bad criticism. That's the only way you can learn to get better, is by taking the good and the bad criticism. As a musician, boy, did I get both. And you got to take them. And
Yeah.
you have to put it right here and accept them both equally, and just figure out how to make them change
Right.
to
Because
all,
like I mean, you give positive criticism. That positive criticism means, keep this, but add on, add more. The negative criticism is like, don't do this, change it and to make it different. You know what I
Right.
mean? All it is, it pretty much positive criticism and negative criticism to me is they both positive, because they both could come out, they both can make you have a better income than what you had before, a better outcome than what you had before. You know what I'm saying? So like, I could be good at a German suplex, where though I could be bad at an Irish whip. I would wish somebody would tell me that. You know what I mean? So
Right.
I could switch, so I could do something to switch it up. What am I doing wrong? So I could it up and then make it better. You know what I mean? That's just all criticism is. You just gotta learn how to take it. You know what I mean? And roll with the punches.
You have to. You absolutely have to challenge yourself and get better.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Mr. Pittman, we have had an amazing conversation tonight with yourself. Uh, and I got to do this before I let you go.
uh,
Ray Pittman, Bulldog Pittman is five-time, 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 five-time. He's a five-time champ.
Yo, that's dope.
We've had a great time. You've been an absolute gem this fine evening, talking to us, the fans, opening up and letting us in, pulling back the curtain and whatnot. I think you got to call again. There he is. He's right back. He's a
Yeah,
busy guy, boys and girls. He's a five-time champ here. So, you got to take the good with the bad. But before I do let you go, so we could find you, the boys and girls that don't know you. We want new fans. We want new eyes to check out the footage, the media, your page, and all of that good stuff. I stalk you already. I mean, I follow you already. So, so what we want to do, give your deets to the Twitter, the Facebook, the Pornhub, whatever you got.
yeah, okay.
Give us your handles so we can look you up and get some new eyes on.
All right, I'm definitely not on Pornhub, guys.
Oh,
That's funny as shit.
okay. Hey, you gotta ask. You gotta ask.
That's funny, God. All right. Facebook. Y'all can hit me up, Ray Pittman. I'm up there, Ray Pittman. Twitter, you got me at I am Bulldog 16. And on Instagram and TikTok. Same thing, real name _ Bulldog 16. This Instagram and TikTok is the same as Instagram is real name _ Bulldog 16.
Well, thank you for those details. He already mentioned the ECPW YouTube channel back there. Check that out, East Coast Professional Wrestling. Um, this has been an amazing. We're a little over an hour right now. Wow, it just swoops right by. But
Right.
Mr. Pittman, thank you for returning, because that's what I love about talking to our young talent that we met a while back. Maturity, and again, a person, man, athlete, wrestler, the way you talk about the craft itself, you've matured so much. And I've stayed the same. I don't ever mature. And I'm 52 years old. I stay the same. I don't know what the hell's going on.
All right,
Uh,
kid.
you've been awesome. Thank you for spending the time with us, the fans. I do appreciate your time.
Hey, thank you for having me on again, bro. Let's not wait so long next time, man. I like this stuff.
No, you know what? Uh, and it doesn't have to be this specifically, but either whichever comes first, I hit you up or you win a new championship. If I haven't hit you up and you win a new championship, you got to hit me up and we got to do another stir in the pot. Hell
That,
yeah!
I'm with that. I'm with that. Let's get
uh, what a fine evening we had on a Monday. We hate Mondays, but not this
that.
one. This one was an excellent Monday with one Bulldog Pittman. Boys and girls, this is Stir in the Pot with Don Kincaid and our very special guest, Bulldog Pittman. Thank you again, my man.
Hey, no problem, guys. Hey, fans, thank you for having me up here, man. I hope to see y'all around a lot more, man.